So IT Days, it's a conference that Today Software Magazine is organizing. This will be the 7th edition. It's, bringing a lot of energy, and it's pretty fun to run it. And there will be like 4 stages and more than 50 people. And the theme for this year is programming art, because I'm trying to change a little bit the perspective year by year. For example, last year was Building Tomorrow, the theme. This year is programming art, because I think we should start to see the programming also as an something special, and not something that you can do just to do it. And also, one other aspect is that it will be nice to somehow bring some digital art into programming, but that's that will be a side project. I hope we'll get something there. So there will be some surprises. There will be a lot of theme, and I'll present you a few of the speakers from this year. Last year we got, for example, one of the keynote speakers was Dermot Turing, the nephew of Alan Turing. This year we'll go with Mike Butcher from TechCrunch. He's one of the most influential people in Europe, very well connected, and promoter of startups with the TechCrunch Disrupt and so on. So he will have a keynote speech, and we'll also bring him on the stage with some of the local startups from Cluj. But I'll tell you more later. One of the other speakers is Mark Simon. He's a programming and software architect. Also, he has the 2nd edition of the book Dependency Injection this year. You could see him at the last year edition of IT Days, where he got one of the best presentation based on the public vote. And he was also present in the summer at the Developers and Other conference that we are organizing. So we really like his talks and his ideas about coding and so on. So we invited him again this year. One other speaker that it will be for the first time here, it's Kevin Henney. He got some really good speech at other conferences, so I was thinking let's bring in him. He wrote, few books. One of them he just asked question for some other, I think, and he has a long experience in processing software development and so on. Peter Risa, you might know him. He's pretty. He was, I think, at Bosch a few months ago. But also he was at IT Days and other conferences. He's providing consultancies for local companies here in Cluj about organization, structure, and growth, and so on. He was one of the most voted speakers at IT Days last year, so he got a really great speech then. Yeah, so he has a book which I think can be found into some local bookstores here in Cluj, which is interesting. Adam Ralph, he's a software developer. He's coming from Switzerland, I think, and he also talk about microservices, SOA, and so on. Also, he's involved in some open source projects. These are some 4 speakers that I wanted to present you today. Also, you saw on the stage Denis Rabev here from Bosch, so he will also be a speaker, but we didn't put yet him online, but he will be there too. Okay, so these are some of the speakers. This is the main agenda, but some might change some of the dates. Basically, there are like 4 stages, and in parallel, and from time to time we are bringing all the people together on the main hall at the Student Cultural House. We'll be basically on the 4th level of stages, basically. And okay, so what we'll try to do different this year will be a startup contest. Why? Because in the previous year we were having startups, but they were only presenting on the stage. And after we saw some pretty big events here in Cluj, where where there are two kinds of events. Either are too small, so the team are too young, and they are not necessarily doing anything after, or they are dying pretty fast, all their startups. Or there are other bigger events where they put a lot of money in place, but they are coming startups from Italy or other places of the world, getting the money from here, which is also funny, I think. So I was thinking to change a little bit this aspect, and we'll try to do a startup contest only with, in order to promote the local ecosystem from here, from Cluj. So we'll accept only startups from Cluj, which is, might sound strange, but I think we want to promote local initiatives. So if you'll do IT Days in Brașov or Bucharest, we'll get only startups from there. But this year we'll go with the startups from Cluj here. And the main prize will be a ticket, two-way ticket going back to Silicon Valley, but not just the ticket. We'll try us, and with the connection we have, and everyone is welcome to put there, to set up some meetings there, and put the startup who will win in the face, with potential investor, potential collaborator, and so on. And also what I like to change, because I don't necessarily agree every time that a group of experts decide who's the winning startup. There are usually a lot of interest in, and not the best idea always win, but might just win a business plan. And what we'll do, every participant from IT Days will be able to vote their preferred startup. So in this way, we'll have some kind of online voting or something. And based on that vote, we'll decide which one of the local startups should win the prize. And of course, on the stage, we'll bring Mike Butcher again, and Butcher, and he will basically comment, and probably might be more aggressive, but depends on the quality of the startups. It's their take on this. So one important aspect, if you have a good idea or some startup, you can submit them at startupitdays.ro. Or and we'll also collaborate with the Cluj startups, with Mircea Vădan, and so on. Okay, so that's all from my side. Okay, so we still have some early booking until 1st of September. The price is under 100 euros. So, but one tips, if you want to come, usually it's better to talk with the local HR and say, okay, I want to go to that conference. It's not necessarily only for IT Days, but all the conferences, usually it's, because in this way you might get also some time to go, not just, anyway. So take a look if you want. Thank you.